Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do my update for the musical panning project. This was created by the beautiful Mari. I will link her channel down below. She has taken a break from YouTube, but she did create this project pan, and we all started at the beginning of this year and it runs until the end of the year. Actually, I think it runs until January, but I might finish in December. I'm not sure yet. We've only got a few months left, and I had reduced the amount of items that I've been working on a few months ago. I think it was 2 months ago, and it's done me a world of good because I was feeling very overwhelmed with what I was panning, and now I feel like I know what I'm doing. So this is a decent update. I don't have any empties or anything like that, but I am going to be rolling something out, and I will roll something in its place. So this project pan is all to do with music of the decades. We've got 3 different songs from the 1940s all the way up until the 2020s. Like in the different categories, there's 3 separate prompts. And she also opened it up for us to create our own prompts with songs that we like or kind of can link to a product that we would like to pan. So what I did last update is I actually did create 2 prompts of my own. Today I'm going to be rolling out one of those items, and I am going to be introducing a new prompt as well and a new song. So obviously you can use them if you want to, but otherwise just follow her list because she has a good list. I just wanted to add my own as well. So I will start with the 1940s. I have a primer that I've been working on. So the prompt is Somewhere Over the Rainbow by Judy Garland. So it's an item, it's a colorful item, which this one is really not that colorful. I say that every single time. You're probably bored of me of saying it, but it is a rose oil primer, and it's from Technique. And I've really been slowing down on this. So I'm starting to worry that I'm not going to get this done by the end of the year, and that was really my goal, because back in June I had used this 14 times. Last month I used it 7 times. This month I've used it 5 times. So I'm definitely slowing down. You can see I had the mark there. And I'm just a tiny bit underneath, so I'm not showing the progress that I did when I rolled it in, and when I was doing a pretty good job, which was around springtime. I was doing really well. There's really not a lot left. I mean, I've got less than half left. I'm just really concerned that I'm going to have this primer until next year, because I really want to get through some primers this year. So that one has been a struggle, and I think what's happened is my skin is generally oilier during the summer anyway, and for an oil primer you wouldn't really want to use oil on oil. So I think moving into the slightly colder months for me, September is still going to be warm. October will probably still be a bit warm because they usually have a late summer in where I am in Portugal. So it's going to depend on really how my skin changes over the next few months, but hopefully it will get drier, my skin will get a little bit less oily, and an oil primer will make a little bit more sense, because when I put this on and then I put my foundation on, and if I don't use any powder, which normally in the summer I don't generally like to powder my face, I have been getting very, very greasy looking and very, very glowy looking, to the point where I don't really like it. So this one I don't know, it's a little bit of a struggle. Anyway, run over. So the next one, I actually have to cover up the pans because I had moved my my cream highlighter into this e.l.f. quad, but this e.l.f. quad I'm also working in my Partners in Cream, and I do have quite significant spoilers, so I need to cover a few pans before I show you what the cream highlighter looks like. But before I get into that, so this is a 1970s song, and the prompt is, hang on a minute, one moment please, before I continue. September, Earth, Wind and Fire, item that makes you feel good. So usually, when I wear this item, it makes me feel good. I have to say lately, I don't know, the last few weeks I've been enjoying powder products way more than cream products, and it's annoying because I'm trying to finish and pan a lot of cream items and I'm not wanting to reach them. So it makes me feel good. Cream highlighters make me feel good. This one in particular is really lovely, but but I have slowed down. So I've only used this 4 times this month. So here we go. This is what it looks like right now. I'll put up on the screen what it looked like last time. I think I have a picture. But as I said, I depotted it from its old compact where I had a nice pan in there, but it was just getting a little bit annoying to use. And I put it in here just to make me use it a little bit more, which worked last month, but this month, not so much, but because I just haven't been wanting to use cream items, or I guess cream highlighters. I don't know. I've been using a lot of powder highlighters, but I did roll in a lot of powder highlighters in my current Shop My Stash, which might be the problem. So it's probably all my fault. It always is my fault. But anyway, I think I do have a pretty nice sort of dip forming. You can see that it has changed a little bit since last time. And I don't think it's going to be an issue hitting pan again on this or finishing it completely. I actually do think that I can do it before the end of the project, but fingers crossed. But yeah, I've only used it 4 times this month, so I do need to use it a little bit more. I'm going to be traveling in September, but I might take this compact with me just so, because I have quite a bit. I mean, I'm working on the whole compact in general for another project, and I don't know, if I go 2 weeks without using this, I probably won't have anything to show for it. So I might take that with me, but there's a lot of other items that I'm not planning on taking with me. So yeah, I don't know what the next update's gonna look like. Okay, so next up is one of the items that I created myself, like the prompts I created myself, which is the 2010s. And I picked Ocean featuring Khalid by Martin Garrix. I just love that song. I can honestly, I think for a period of time, I listened to that song on repeat for days on end. I tend to do that with music. I find a song that I like and I just zone out to it. Like, because I listen to music when I'm working. If I don't have to jump on a call or anything, I generally listen to music all day long. And when I find a song that I like or that can, I don't know, that I can work to, then it's good. It kind of gets me like in the zone, and I just zone into what I'm doing, and I just have it playing in the background, like, you know, mind controlling me or whatever. But I picked that song, and the prompt is a blue item, something that's sort of I don't know, like reminds you of the sea or the ocean, blah blah blah, anything like that. I think Mari did have a prompt for a blue item, but I had already used that prompt, and I don't know what I was thinking when I rolled this in, because I could have used that prompt again because it was for a blue item, and what I picked was a blue item, but I just wanted to choose that song, so that's what I did. Anyway, I've been working on this perfume. This is the Escada Turquoise Summer Perfume. Oh, this has been a struggle. So I've used this 15 times this month. I have been spraying other perfumes just simply because I really don't like the scent of this anymore. And I think it's because it's just too old and it just doesn't smell good. So I haven't been marking it at all. I know when I rolled it in, I was where the writing was. So it has gone down since I rolled it into the project, and it's been a couple of months, I believe. Yeah, a couple months. So I don't know, obviously it gets narrower, so it looks a little bit daunting how much is left, but there is probably about half, maybe even less than half left, because it gets narrow and it's not as thick. So it's a little bit deceiving as to how long this is going to take me if I do decide to finish it. I'm going to leave it in for another month, see how well I do, but by October, I know I'm not going to be wanting to spray this regardless, because it is more of a summer scent and it's just not nice and I don't want to. So yeah, I might declutter this come next month, unless I get like I don't know, if I get down to the butterfly, because there's a butterfly here. If I get to touching the butterfly for any reason or get close to it, which I don't think it will happen, but if I do, maybe I'll stick it out. But otherwise, I think I'm just gonna give it one more month, get my money's worth, and then I will call it a day on this one. Just simply because I just don't enjoy the scent. I don't like spraying it. I've been spraying it just to spray it, which is not something that I really want to do when I'm panning an item. I generally want to pan items that I enjoy using, and I don't know, I just don't enjoy using it right now. All right, moving on, we have got another one, the second prompt that I created last time, which is from the 2000s, and the song is Somewhere in Between by Lifehouse. I really like this song, and the prompt that I sort of created for it is an item that you're not sure about. You're like on the fence, do you want to keep it? Maybe you need to like think a little bit more about it, like, you know, something you're just basically on the fence about. So I rolled in an eyeshadow palette that I hadn't been touching for a long time, which is the Primark Sunset Beach palette. And I actually really like this, so I'm not going to be decluttering it. It was kind of on the chopping block. So this could be like an item that's on the chopping block, you know, or it's just something that you just can't make your mind up about. But yeah, I have used this the last 2 months actually, because I had it in last time. So last time I used it 5 times in the month. I hadn't used every single shade. This month I have used all of the shades by now within the last 2 months. So every shade in the last 2 months I actually have dipped into, so it's been like no pan left behind in that way. And I have only used it 3 times this month. So normally when I've been rolling in palettes to projects, I want to use the palette 10 times at least, and all the shades at least once. So I have used it 8 times, but I have used all of the shades. And also, I mentioned this in another video. I'm not sure if that's going to be posted before this one or after this one, but what I'm going to start doing now when I roll in an eyeshadow palette that's like a focus one, whether it be in my Shop My Stashes, in projects like this, because I do have a lot of projects where I roll in an eyeshadow palette that I want to focus on for the month, for that prompt. And I've always said I want to use it 10 times and use every single shade at least once. I have changed my mind. I still want to use every single shade at least once, but because I have so many palettes that I want to still use before the year is up, I'm going to say I'm going to pull that palette only 5 times. So relax a little bit about the amount of times that I use the palette. Of course, I still want to use every single shade. So if it takes me like 7, 8 times to use every single shade, then that's absolutely fine. But if it takes me 4 times to use every single shade, then I know I just need to use the palette 1 more time, and then I can roll it out, as opposed to 6 more times. And it's just a little bit of a labor, you know, when you already kind of have a sense of what's going on. Because my goal really was to just figure out, well, hang on a minute, do I like this palette? Let's look at all the shades and get a good feel of it. And I feel like after 10 uses, sometimes you do need up to 10 uses to know if you like an eyeshadow palette. I have had that. But then if the palette is very monochromatic or only has 5 or 6 shades, then you might not need 10 times to know if you like that palette or not and to use all the shades. This one is not such a small palette, but obviously I have used it before and it was just like on a chopping block, and I just wanted to use it again, see, like refresh my memory about it, and I do like it. So I'll put up on the screen what it looked like last month and what it looks like now, and then obviously the totals in the last 2 months. I actually like all of the shades except for this one. I just don't like this tone, this very brassy orange metallic shade. I have it actually in my Pan Those eyeshadows. It's very similar to the Colourpop one that I'm working on, my Pan Those eyeshadows, although the quality isn't as good. But otherwise, all of the shades are actually really nice in here, and the formula is really nice. These two, this shimmer and this shimmer are really nice as well. And the mattes are very nice and powdery, and I don't have any issues with them. So it is a nice, good, warm tone palette. Actually perfect for this time of year. It's like perfect, like pumpkin spice palette. But I've had enough of it, so I'm going to be saying goodbye and putting that back into my stash. Okay, I've been talking a lot. Let's roll in an item. So you might watch some of my other videos, and if you do, thank you so much. But you would have seen that I ended my Child of the 80s project pan because I felt a little bit overwhelmed with all the prompts, and I've realized I don't really enjoy prompt-based project pans. However, I'm going to keep going with this one until the end of the project, till the end of this year. But there were some items in my child of the 80s that I really still wanted to pan this year. So I wanted to try and find slots for them in other projects. So I am going to be creating a new prompt, like I said at the beginning, and this is from the 2020s. And it is by the artist Vault Boy, and it is the song Everything Sucks. So to my knowledge, I think he got his big break on TikTok. And I found him, I think, when he was still like gaining subscribers, and he also had a YouTube channel. So I found him on YouTube, but I had seen that he was very popular with TikTok and he just kind of exploded. So he's sort of one of those TikTok artists that generally is pretty good, and he wrote his own song. And I think this is the first one he released. And the prompt for this is, you know, the song is Everything Sucks. I think I found him in 2020. So the prompt is an item that you bought in 2020, because that year obviously sucked for many reasons. For me, I had my son, so it didn't suck as badly as it might have had that not happened. But regardless, it was a pretty crappy year, if I can say that. Anyway, so yeah, an item that you bought in 2020, because I wanted to roll back in to a project, oh my gosh, can I speak? This is the ColourPop Manifest That highlighter, which I had in my child of the 80s. So I bought this in 2020. The first haul that I purchased from ColourPop, I got this. So this is more than 2 years old at this point. And I really want to finish it by the end of the year because it is more of a creamy item. Obviously, it is their Super Shock formula, and I don't think it can last to 3 years. Already when I moved here, I felt, and that was it almost a year ago, I felt like the formula had shifted a little bit, and it doesn't smell bad, and honestly it goes on the skin fine. So I don't think it has expired when I thought it would have expired by now, but I still want to finish it. So I'm going to be rolling this highlighter in, and it is to finish. Now, yes, I have quite a bit left, so we'll see if I can finish it by the end of the year. I have not been doing a very good job in my child of the 80s at panning this, but I'm hoping for whatever reason I will do well in this project. So, and that is it. I feel like I have spoken so much. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you'd like to, and I will see you next time.